Well, there's more fallout today after that infamous assault that rocked the Oscars. Will Smith has now resigned from the Academy of Motion Pictures Arts and Sciences.
Chris Rock for recovering, keeping the show moving. It was an incredibly dignified response. I'll say this, Will Smith can't take a joke. Chris Rock can take a punch.
Once I saw Will yelling at the stage with such vitriol, my heart dropped. And I just remember thinking, oh no, not like this.
The devil comes at you. Maybe it's because you're trying to do something right. And for whatever reason, the devil got a hold of that circumstance.
They're suggesting Smith's career could face sort of a Hollywood timeout, so to speak, that he could take a financial hit. And because of that Oscar slap.
Will Smith has apologized to Chris Rock after he struck the comedian in the face on live television during the Oscars.
Oh, wow! Wow! Will Smith just smacked the out of me.
Was the slap heard around the world, and it's still sending shockwaves?
I was sickened. I was sickened by the standing ovation. I felt like Hollywood is just spineless, en masse. And it really felt like, oh, this is a really clear indication that we're not the cool club anymore.
Did Willow just express her support for her father? Also, did you get a chance to see how son Jaden reacted? Stay tuned to catch a glimpse of it all. Before we proceed, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel for more. None of us who were watching the Oscars could look away from that slap, and all of us were equally stunned. Seeing Will Smith hit Chris Rock in the face was shocking on many levels, but it was even more shocking to see it happen on live television. It didn't look like Will Smith was happy when Chris Rock made fun of his wife's shaved head. "Jada, I love you. G.I. Jane 2, can't wait to see it." She rolled her eyes as she sat next to him. When the joke didn't work out, Rock said, "That was a good one." Jada Pinkett Smith has talked about her battle with alopecia, which is an autoimmune disorder that causes hair loss. She has been very open about it. Rock then said, and laughed as Smith walked towards him on stage and slapped Rock on the face. According to CNN reporter Stephanie Elam, who was in the audience, she could hear Rock getting hit. Smith said twice during the incident, according to Elam, "Keep my wife's name out of your effing mouth." Rock responded, "Oh, wow." Censors cut out the words between Rock and Smith for people at home. There was silence in the theater. Rock said, "That was the greatest night in the history of television." In the words of the LAPD, Rock did not file charges. On the Oscar stage, Smith apologized to the Academy and his fellow nominees for the incident, but he didn't mention Rock by name. About 40 minutes after the incident, Smith came back on stage to accept the Oscar for Best Actor. Accepting an award for his role as Richard Williams, father of Venus and Serena Williams in the movie King Richard, he broke down in tears. There were a lot of people who liked Williams because he was a fierce defender of his family. However, the drama had only started then. Immediately after the slap, once the event was over, we saw a tweet from the official account of the Academy. The tweet said, "The Academy does not condone violence of any form." Tonight, we are delighted to celebrate our 94th Academy Awards winners who deserve this moment of recognition from their peers and movie lovers around the world. But people weren't satisfied enough with this statement. This one Twitter user said, "You watched and broadcast a live assault to millions of people around the world, then award a man who committed said assault immediately afterwards without removing him from the building or having him arrested for the crime. That's the definition of condoning the violence." I mean, they're not wrong. While others were equally mad. This one user summed up what a lot of us had been quietly thinking. They said, "Will Smith can't take a joke." But there wasn't all hate for Will Smith. There were a lot of people who were supportive of his actions. This one Twitter user believed that he was in the right for doing what he did. They tweeted, "Yeah, it would be interesting to see you react when someone insults your girl or mom at a moment you're struggling with something personal or emotionally vulnerable. Then I'd like to see if you can take a joke. Everything depends on the moment. The man stood up against a bully." But you don't have to feel bad for Chris because Will Smith also had to deal with the consequences. Several high-profile projects linked to actor Will Smith have been put on hold or are in danger after he violently slapped comic Chris Rock during the recent Oscar ceremony. Netflix and Apple Plus have quietly dropped their bids for a Will Smith biopic, a source tells The Sun. Instead, they'll move the money and come up with new ideas for new black actors. According to an insider, working with Will is now a risky business. They now plan to work with more family-friendly stars like Mike Epps and Michael B. Jordan and come up with ideas for new shows. The report didn't appear to have been commented on by either of the streaming services. A long time ago, it was said that the movie about Smith's life, based on his best-selling autobiography, was being fought over by companies. Yikes, that's bad news. Will, too, realized how he had messed up because he went on social media to apologize. On Monday evening, Smith said, "Violence in all its forms is poisonous and destructive. My behavior at last night's Academy Awards was unacceptable and inexcusable." Smith wrote, "Jokes at my expense are a part of the job, but a joke at Jada's medical condition was too much for me to bear and I reacted emotionally. I would like to publicly apologize to you, Chris. I was out of line and I was wrong. I'm embarrassed and my actions were not indicative of the man I want to be." Which was the first time the Oscar winner directly apologized to the man he hit. There is no place for violence in a world of love and kindness. Will Smith was visited by cops on Tuesday afternoon, 2 days after the actor slapped Chris Rock at the Oscars. Los Angeles Sheriff Department arrived at his house. At 2:40 p.m., a patrol car arrived outside the King Richard star's mansion. Photos from the report were shared by Splash News. Deputy Lizette Salon later told Page 6 police arrived after someone spotted a drone flying in the neighborhood. "We just sent that unit over there to try and locate the drone and see if there was a paparazzi or what was going on," Salon said. But when the deputies got there, they weren't able to locate the drone. It had already left the area. Willow Smith and a lot of other celebrities reacted to the entire ordeal. Some were interested, and some were just plain bored. Daniel Radcliffe was just annoyed by the entire thing. "I'm just so already dramatically bored of hearing people's opinions about it, and I just don't want to be another opinion added to it," Radcliffe said to Susan Reed and Ben Shepherd, host of Good Morning Britain. Will's son also reacted, but in a little cryptic manner. He tweeted, "And that's how we do it." Other famous people such as Tiffany Haddish also stood up for Will. Tiffany Haddish said what Will did meant the world to her. "When I saw a black man stand up for his wife, that meant so much to me," Haddish told People magazine. "As for women who have been unprotected, for someone to say, 'Keep my wife's name out of your mouth, leave my wife alone,' that's what your husband is supposed to do, right? Protect you." She further said, "While the world might not like how it went down, it was the most beautiful thing she'd ever seen, because it made me believe that there are still men out there that love and care about their women, their wives," she said. I mean, when she says it like that, we kind of agree. Fans and friends of Chris Rock were pretty angry about the whole deal. Sykes also talked about the experience on Wednesday, telling Ellen DeGeneres she didn't see the actual slap, but saw Smith yelling at Rock from his seat. "I just was like, is this really happening? I just felt so awful for my friend Chris," Sykes said on The Ellen Show. "It was sickening. It was absolutely sickening. I physically felt ill. I'm still a little traumatized by it." DeGeneres said she was traumatized too. Sykes also said she didn't think Smith would be allowed to stay and accept his Best Actor award, but he did. You assault somebody, you get escorted out of the building, and that's it. But for them to let him continue, I thought it was gross. And that's all we have for you today, folks. Do check out some of these other videos we have for you. Goodbye for now.